based on the information I have and what I was told, and just your background actually piques my curiosity because, and believe it or not, as I was prepping for this, I just had a conversation with someone yesterday who mentioned spirituality.
Hmm.
And it was a conversation about what it means to certain people. And sometimes, based on that conversation and then upon reflection, I think spirituality at times has like a bad reputation. How some
Hmm.
people view it as opposing religion, and I don't think it's that. I just think it's someone who is in one with themselves. They
Hmm.
understand their energy and the impact of that energy. But I'll turn it to you and ask, what is spiritual psychology?
So spiritual psychology starts with the a shift in the basic premise. So many times, growing up, if we were the type of people that went to church, all the time and things like that, is we were living our lives almost like humans in search of a spiritual experience. Well, the paradigm shift in spiritual psychology is that, in fact, we are already divine spiritual beings, and we are here on this earth having a human experience. And so it's an absolute shift. So we're not searching for something that already that is us. And then from that perspective, how do we navigate our time here on this planet, and how does that impact mental health and our relationships, and as we set out for goals like in our lives, that there are spiritual goals and there are physical goals, and how all those things come together.
I must say, the way you explained it, definitely 100% better than the way I was trying to explain it. Because that's what I thought it was. That's what I truly thought it was, where it's divinity, but the human aspect. Is that a good, although simplistic summary of it, where you're taking that type of energy and you're living and you're trying to figure out how to live in this crazy world that we call Earth and life?
It's so funny because when we look at a newborn baby, the baby is 100% pure light. And you don't have to tell the baby that it's precious and that it's divine. It's already knows, and it knows to a level that the knowing is in the knowing. And it's as we get older and we start trying to intellectualize and interpret our life events that we forget that we're already precious and divine.
Yes, and I think that's why we're always chasing our youth because we put such preciousness, such value on that childlike experience. Because you're right, when we look at a newborn, we're not thinking all these crazy adult thoughts, right? Oh my God, is this child gonna be a burden on society? Are they gonna grow up to this? This child just opens his or her eyes and it's just instant beauty. Even maybe some of the coldest of people can look at a child and appreciate its beauty. Do you feel sometimes we begin to lose sight of that beauty as we get older and try to maybe put a logical spin on something that should be just as simple and as beautiful as the experience of a child?
That's a great question. Thank you so much for asking. And it makes me think about an infant learning how to walk. So the child starts learning how to walk, stumbles, falls, gets back up, and falls again, gets back up, falls again, gets back up, falls again. You get where this is going, right? And they just keep doing it until they get stronger. But what happens to many of us when we get older? We fall, we sit there on the floor or ground, we lament, I'm a failure. How come I can't just keep standing and running? And it's interesting how it keeps coming back to the mental aspect of how we're processing. Well, let me go talk to someone that's gonna help me get up. Like, you okay? You can get back up. So yes.
It's like it's expected for us to, when we fall, to stay down. I kind of look to our left, look to our right, and say, "Can someone help me?" Instead of getting back up. And one example of that I saw, and I'm glad that you mentioned the children. I was driving to the hospital. I was dropping someone off, And I saw these two kids. They're so happy. You probably seen. They're running up and down the street. They're laughing. They're having the time of their life, right? They both fall to the ground. And most people, when they see children fall, they'll be like, oh, are they going to be okay? They looked at each other and laughed, got back up and ran some more. They're not concerned about all the things that we have going on with our life. And I give that example to people listening, people out there, is that sometimes, well, not sometimes, many times as an adult, we are so wrapped up, we're so concerned with being serious that we forget sometimes to be silly. I told someone, don't you just want to get up one day, go to your closet, grab a wig, and just slide across your house to your favorite song and dance? Exactly. And then she was like, well, what are people going to think? Exactly. Children don't care.
No, they don't care at all.
They don't care. You think those children cared? If they cried, then they would care. But because they're having so much fun, they didn't even realize the pain. They didn't even realize the maybe the safety concerns. They just got back up and started running again.